I always say this kind of tongue-in-cheek about leaving a generation of troublemakers behind me. I'm quite serious about it. If you aren't willing to put your toe in the water and to become that mixing spoon and to be a little bit of a troublemaker, go against the grain a little bit, but most important, to find the passion that makes you feel that you know what you want to do, then you know what? Then everything I've done is for naught.
Her story is one of a mother and a member of a community who wanted to make a difference.
We moved to Teaneck, New Jersey in 1964. It was a period of time when political activity was all around me. It was the anti-war movement, the women's rights movement, the civil rights issues in my own hometown of school integration. And I said I barely unpacked my dishes, tucked one baby under each arm and went off to the local advocate headquarters. And that is, 50 years ago almost? There are some dishes I never got around to unpacking.
We're birthday twins. We call ourselves birthday twins. But fundamentally, we were value twins as well, standing up for the rights of individuals who otherwise would be underrepresented or ignored.
She has a lot of political achievements. Paid family leave in the state of New Jersey. She also was one of the leaders on equal pay for women.
I've worked very, very hard with somebody across the aisle, Senator Diane Allen, a terrific legislator.
These two women had reached across the aisle to do something really important. It didn't pass right away. And when Governor Murphy came into office, it passed. And Loretta Weinberg said at the time that it was so important that this bill be named the Diane Allen Bill.
It is so important to have that kind of bipartisanship, because not only passing bills together, but it's having voices in each of our caucuses.
Loretta made sure that when a woman delivered a baby, she wasn't tossed out of the hospital.
Women were ushered in, given maybe 8 or 10 hours in the hospital to give birth, and sent home. So we had to get into a big fight with getting the insurance companies to pay for at least 48 hours of aftercare for new moms and their babies. And Rose Heck and I went around to all the committees that we had to testify before, and we would say things like breastfeeding or bleeding. And the men on the committee, and they were mostly men, were like, I don't care, whatever you want, just get out of here and stop talking to us.
She is about speaking the truth, standing up for the things that she believes in, and that sometimes makes people unhappy, but she doesn't worry about that.
Stand up, speak out, shout out. She is so feisty. I love her.
The bill was signed by Governor Christie Todd Whitman, but we could not regulate large insurance plans. We needed a federal law for that. So I was invited to the White House. Bill Clinton was the president. I said, listen, we passed a bill in New Jersey. We need a federal law to really back it up. It's good politics and good law. And a few months later, we were driving in the car, and the president was giving a Mother's Day speech on the radio. And he talked about this. He said, we're going to undertake this issue in the federal government. And I kind of punched my husband in the arm and said, I did that.
One of the ones that I think really stand out is same-sex marriage in the state of New Jersey, and the championing role that she took on and led.
I lost my husband to cancer, and it's where I learned a little bit about marriage equality. We were married for 38 years. Nobody questioned my right to walk into his hospital room. Nobody questioned my right to make medical decisions on his behalf. And that stuck with me when I heard from gay couples that their loved one was in the hospital and they could not gain entrance.
She's also always been somebody who has been about making sure that there are more women following in her footsteps. We run a nonpartisan campaign training program for women called Ready to Run. Loretta participates every single year, talking to women who are interested in running for office and giving them incredibly good advice.
That discipline and focus, sometimes patience and sometimes impatience, are the ingredients to get a bill passed.
Senator Weinberg has launched a legacy fund here. She wants to make sure that there's a whole new generation of troublemakers following in her footsteps.
Loretta Weinberg came on to the state legislative scene in the early 90s with a burst of energy, paying immediate and strong attention to how well programs designed to help people living in poverty actually worked. And consistently through her career, she has been a very strong supporter of funding for legal services and for the fairness, on the civil side of the legal system that they bring to low-income people.
The work of legal services can't be overstated. In order to have equality, everybody has to have equal access to the legal system. It is legal services that really comes to the aid of the vulnerable populations in our state.
When I was chair of the Board of Legal Services, we would reach out to members of the legislature. There were very difficult times when legal services budget needs were not being met. She always unequivocally said, "I will fight to get you as much as I can get you." It was a piece of hope that we took with us from Loretta. I've had conversations with Senator Weinberg about public service and how important what you do can be to so many people. And she said to me, getting accolades, that's wonderful, and I'm proud of that. But really, I think of what I've been able to do as a privilege.
How much more privilege can you get than to be a participant in endeavors that you know have life-altering results for the people around you?